Okay, if you haven't had an opportunity to watch Game of Thrones, The Watchers on the Wall, stop listening now, major spoilers, here we go. This episode tonight was absolutely the best episode of Game of Thrones, and we're going to pick up right where the action started. You see this humongous fire that it's burning across the land. All of the trees are burning, and when I say it's probably like, I don't know, 100 miles long. All of a sudden you see this, where the tree line is at, you see, 1,000, 10,000, 50,000 soldiers that are lining up and they're marching out of the woods coming towards the Night's Watch where the wall is at. And they start charging. Well, all of a sudden you see the camera focuses on this giant foot. And I'm like, what is that? And this giant foot, when it lands, when it begins to step, whatever this thing is, the entire screen shakes, the land shakes, you hear the rumbling across the land, and it's a giant. So there's giants inside of Game of Thrones, man. There's a giant, and the giants, they're walking next to mammoths, okay? And these giants are equipped with arrows. And these giants, they can do anything that a man can do, a giant can do. Let me just go ahead and say that, okay? So all of a sudden, man, the Night's Watch, they start, taking measures, man. You see Sir Alistair, he begins to, first off, he begins to question himself, and then he tells Jon Snow, he's like, "Are you ready to rub it in yet? Are you going to say it now that you were right?" And Jon's like, "No, I don't want to say that." And he's like, the day that a man who used to question the masters or whatever, the maesters, begins to question himself, that's the day that we all die. And then he was like, "But today I'm not going to die." And he goes down and he protects the gate, man. That's where Sir Alistair is going to be at. He leaves Jon Snow and a couple of other guys up at the top of the wall. And then after that, the guys at the top of the wall, they start taking action, man. Shooting the arrows. The arrows start shooting. The guys from Mace Rider's army, they start charging towards the wall. Now, check this out. You have some of the guys are coming from the opposite side. So you got let's call it the north and the south, okay, or the east and the west, whatever. They're charging from one direction. The people at the top of the wall are shooting down. They're throwing down oil. They're shooting fire-tipped arrows. You have the other guys that are just standing there with swords as the wildlings are coming over the gate, and they are attacking inside of the gate. So they're trying to hold the gate off. They didn't destroy the tunnel, so that's where the giants and the mammoths and the rest of the army, 50 billion people or whatever, they're going through that tunnel because they didn't seal off the tunnel, man. And all of a sudden, man, you see this giant bends down to the ground, okay, pulls out an arrow from its back. And we're talking about a giant, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Pulls a giant, humongous arrow from its back, grabs it, takes its giant bow out, pulls it back, takes aim, and lets the giant arrow fly. This arrow hits people. It actually, I can't believe this. I know it's kind of crazy, but I mean, obviously an arrow would do that. It hits its target, it takes its target, and it actually carries it for like a mile away. Yeah, think about that for a second. It's like we have little arrows because we're human beings, man. But it's like the giant took a tree, like a redwood tree, and let it fly. And it flies with actual precision. Like it's almost like maybe it's taking like a broadsword, if we can kind of put things in perspective, man. It's like a broadsword. The giant grabs a broadsword, he takes it, and he flings it into the air, and then the broadsword hits its target, chops through it, but the edge of the end of the arrow has those feathers or whatever, and it actually hits, and it holds on to its target, and it takes its target, and it flies it like miles away, man. I'm just trying to kind of grasp, what just happened, man, and let you guys know what's happening. That's how crazy this is. The giants, man, they take their mammoths, they're riding their mammoths, they're walking their mammoths. They take it up to one of the gates that's guarding or kind of blocking the tunnel, and they're trying to pull the gate off. They're trying to, gain access to the tunnel, man. That's where I guess you could say the weak point is at. All of a sudden, man, Jon Snow, man, he takes some of his guys, he has them load up this oil in these barrels, and he pours it down. Not pours, he just drops it over the edge of the wall. It goes down and then hits. And then once it hits the ground, it connects to the ground, it explodes, man, and all the fire and the oil, begin to burn. And then after that, the mammoths get hit with the oil and the fire, they burn. The giants, they get hit with it, they burn. And then one of the giants ends up getting killed. And I guess maybe the giants are brothers or their cousins, or I don't know, maybe they're father and son, man. But this giant gets pissed. And this giant, oh my gosh, man, this giant, he just gets angry, man, because he used the mammoth to connect like a tow cable and start pulling the wall. But then, his mammoth took off running because of the fire. It just took off like a little scaredy cat. One of his brothers is dead. And out of pure anger and rage, man, this damn giant picks up this damn steel door and gate and actually goes through, man. Now, I'll pause there for a second. We'll come back to that. All of a sudden, man, inside of the gate, inside of the actual Night's Watch, man, inside of Castle Black, man, they're in there fighting, okay? Sir Alistair is down there. He's really, killing a lot of people, man. He's doing really, really good. Then all of a sudden, you see the wildlings come in there, and they are massacring millions, man. They're slicing cats in half. They're beheading people. They're slicing people through the chest. They're breaking ribs, man, snapping necks, breaking legs, snapping arms, man, breaking off fingers. You name it, that's what they're doing, man. The only thing that they're not doing, I think, is raping people. And maybe they were raping people, we just didn't see that, man. And what's kind of cool is they give you this Lord of the Rings style adventure, almost like a Peter Jackson type scene. It's because the camera's kind of freely going around and it's showing you in real time all the adventures. So you're never wondering, okay, I wonder what this character's doing. I wonder what Sam is doing right now. I wonder what Jon Snow is doing right now. I wonder what Sir Alistair's doing right now. I wonder what this new kid, Ollie, I wonder what he's up to. They actually show you that, man, and it's in one fluid motion, man. I don't know how they did this. I have no clue. It's just the brilliance of Game of Thrones, man, and it just had me so excited. Sir Alistair, man, he gets killed. He gets sliced because of trying to protect the gate. He gets chopped in the stomach, man, and then he was like protect the damn gate. And then Jon Snow is up. He's still up at the top of the wall. Sam has to go and he has to try to get more men down there because they're losing the fight with the wildlings, okay? And what was kind of crazy, they had this wildlings leader that we saw. It's not the dude off of Banshee, but it's the other guy. It's like one of the guys, one of the wildlings that's just kind of really nasty, really angry to Ygritte. And Sam, he has this bow in his hand, okay? And it's like a crossbow. And he's running, trying to get, to a location to where he can actually, take aim and fire. And all of a sudden you see that wildlings leader run up to Sam. And then Sam is trying, desperately to get this bow and arrow. He's trying to get this arrow loaded into the crossbow while the wildling dude is running at him at full speed. And he's literally, when Sam takes aim, he actually really doesn't take aim. He just kind of puts it on his hip and shoots it. So he shoots it real quick. It hits this dude right in the forehead. Hits the wildling leader right in the forehead. Boom, he's done. The whole entire time, what's kind of cool, man, is because that the situation between Ygritte and Jon Snow is like this tale of love, okay? Her lover got away. Jon Snow was trying to do the right thing and get back, and he never meant to fall in love, etc., etc. Well, she's out there and she's taking vengeance, man. She's shooting these people, these Night Watch soldiers. She's shooting them dead. And she's with precision, man. Boom. One after the other. She's just hitting them. They're gone. And there's really nothing that they can do, man, besides die. Well, she takes aim at Sam, and she just kind of, almost like a warning symbol, I guess you can say, like a warning sign. She shoots a fire arrow over his head, and it lands into this wall. He looks up, and you see her. She's on the move, man. All of a sudden, man, Sam, he goes towards, I guess you can say, this elevator, this old-time elevator, and he has to gain access to it to go tell Jon Snow that they need more help. And what ends up happening is that this little kid named Ollie that we get introduced to, he's like really, really scared. Well, once again, man, Sam takes that hero route and he motivates Ollie to actually turn, because Ollie's job is just to lower the gates, lower the bridge, raise the bridge. That's his job. And then after that, man, Ollie listens to Sam. He gets the courage after this little story that Sam told him about courage. And then he raises Sam all the way up there. And then before you see Sam get to the top where Jon Snow is at, the camera pans back and you see Ollie looking at this crossbow. And you're like, whoa, what does that have to do with anything? Well, they explain it to you later. Okay, Sam goes up to the top. He tells Jon Snow that they're losing the fight down at the gate, and all the wildlings are in there. He needs help. Sir Alistair is down. And Jon Snow is like, listen, he put this other guy in charge. He's like, I'm not going to die today. He motivates the people. He grabs his sword. He heads down there with Sam. All of a sudden, man, we switch the cameraman. It goes back down to the tunnel where the giant is at. You see all of Sam's like little little Night's Watch friends. They're out there inside of the tunnel where the damn giant is at. And the giant is like coming at them full steam ahead, man. He's like, well, how the hell do we stop a giant? And then he's like, we stand here and we defend the gate. That's what Jon told us to do. And then one guy's like, well, Jon's not in charge. I'm getting out of here. He's not Sir Alistair. And he's like, listen, you stand here. And after that, they start reciting the Night's Watch motto, if you will, man. And that's how they get motivated. All of a sudden, you see the giant running full speed. He's probably going like, I'd say 40, 50 miles per hour, man. He hits this gate that's blocking it. And then after that, the camera cuts, man. It cuts and it goes back up. You see Jon Snow back inside of Castle Black. He's actually defending, man. He's slicing people, man. He's doing an amazing job, man. He's just killing all these wildlings. Then after that, they show another pan view, man, just kind of showing what everybody's doing. You get to see Ygritte's friend, man, the dude with the red hair, the guy with the red hair. He's doing some good stuff. He gets sliced. And then after that, man, you see Ygritte. They cut back to Ygritte, and you see her, shooting some more people. All of a sudden, man, Jon Snow gets into a confrontation with another one of the wildling leaders, I guess you could say. And then he ends up, getting hurt pretty bad. I'm not going to even lie about that. He gets hurt really, really bad, but he ends up killing the guy in the end. All of a sudden, Ygritte, man, she takes aim at Jon Snow, but she doesn't shoot. Jon Snow is kind of just standing there. He's kind of stunned a little bit, but he turns around. You get to see him face to face with Ygritte for the first time. She smiles at him. He smiles at her. And then all of a sudden, man, Ygritte gets hit in the back with an arrow from Ollie. And that's pretty much game over, man. Jon Snow runs over there to Ygritte, and he holds her in his arms, and they talk for a little bit. They talk about love. They talk about, how much they cherish each other, and she dies, man. And there's really nothing else to say besides that, man. Like, the episode was crazy, man. The guy that's Ygritte's leader or whatever, with the red hair, he's still alive with like 4 or 5 arrows in him, which we didn't know prior to the death of Ygritte. And Jon Snow, instead of killing that guy, he actually tells the Night's Watch to chain that guy up. They'll talk to him later. And then after that, Jon Snow walks out. And he has this plan to where he tells Sam that he's going to go talk to Mace Rider, and that's where the episode pretty much ends. It ends as the gate opens up, Jon Snow walks out, the scene fades to white for the first time. Everything else used to fade to black, but it faded to white, and then the scene cuts, and then the music starts, and that's the end of the episode, man. That was literally the best episode, man. I can't say anything bad about it, man. Like I said, even though I didn't get Khaleesi, I didn't get all of my favorite, Lady Sansa, I didn't get anybody else. They just gave us a solid episode, man. And it's kind of sucks because Ygritte, man, that was one of my favorite characters. Like I say, it was always Sam, Ygritte, Khaleesi, Lady Sansa, people like that. Those characters are some of the best ones ever. And they took another one from me, man. Like, it's just crazy. But that's it, guys. I'm going to have one last podcast after this. and we'll talk about what's going to happen for the season finale. I'm going to probably make some predictions, but I'll probably stay away from it. I don't know yet, but we'll see. Thanks again for listening, man. What did you think about those damn Giants, man? And how are they going to play, factor in till tomorrow? That's going to be crazy, man. But, all right, next week, I should say. We're out of here. And I can't believe, first off, before I go, I can't believe that Jon Snow walked out of there and he had no weapon. He walks out of there with no weapon. That's just crazy. We're out of here, guys. Thanks for listening. We're out of here. We're out of here. That's it. Yeah. Let me know. Comment. I'm way too excited. We're out of here.